Welcome to the BCF use case we've made for this virtual summit. I am Matthijs Natrop.
My name is Stefan van Lenen.
My name is Daan Arts.
And my name is Robert Evers.
Yeah, and together we've created this video to show you some use cases on BCF, and it also explains the BCF chart. Yeah, shall we start with explaining this BCF infographic? It's been launched on the Building Smart International website a few weeks ago, so it can be found also on the website. It's shown in the bottom.
All right, why should we use BCF communication in the building industry? Well, communication is one of the most important issues in the building industry, not only in the building industry, but in general. Communication is a difficult thing to do.
And it's an international and open standard.
It will help have reliable coordination. It ensures the responsibilities of the issues that are being created. There's a much better coordination between each other. We can create predictable workflows, and the failure costs will go down immensely because we know exactly what we're talking about instead of sending emails and we don't really know exactly what we're talking about there.
So we can define an issue. What is it? What is it about? How can we specify it? What's your problem? And how can you communicate to another person? And what do you expect from it? So you can delegate it and make a suggestion for a solution.
We have to add some titles, responsibilities, and adding the right objects with the right descriptions to communicate very fast with each other.
So BCF is object-based, so we select objects and we know exactly that we're talking about that certain object.
Let's show people how this works with the help of some use cases. Robert, you've made a use case from your office. Can you tell us more about this?
Yeah, so this is our headquarters in the Netherlands. What you are going to see in the video is that one BIM coordinator is making an issue for a 3D BIM modeler, and is making the issue in Solibri, but it could also be Navisworks or other software product. And he is making the issue, and he is communicating with BCF Live Connector to send the issue automatically to the 3D BIM modeler. And by using the right responsibilities, labels, and other extra requirements we wanted to add, it is going to be very specific what is the problem and how to solve it. What you are seeing here is my colleague is using Revit with the BCF Manager add-in, the free add-in. And he collected the issue online from an online server, BCF server, and he collected the issue, and he knows what to do with the issue, how to solve the problem. And after that, he will resolve the issue and sending it back to the BIM coordinator to communicate, hey, this issue has been resolved. So now we are going back to the BIM coordinator. He is receiving the comments and the resolved issue, and he can close the issue if he is pleased with the comment, and so the issue will be closed. And this is a more faster way than sending each other a PDF or emails or whatever.
So we see that this is a use case that's more like how it started with BCF, to be able to communicate these model checks results, right?
I show you later on how it works within when we use it on a construction site, but it's almost a similar process.
Yeah, and that goes for us as well. We use the same process daily, and this new BCF chart will help us and also our suppliers to create even better issues for higher quality, to create better communication for all of us.
So our project is in, well, you see here Holland on its side. It's situated on the west coast. It's somewhere between Leiden and Haarlem. It's called Noordwijkerhout. And here you can see the construction site. In the middle you see the apartments. And on both sides there are 12, as we call them, back-on-back houses. The situation is that the construction is finished and the facade is now in progress. Well, this is the original design, so you can see how it's going to be. That's me coming to the construction site because a colleague asked me how to make an issue. Well, he found a mistake that we have to resolve. So there we go. Well, here you can see that the lime bricks were cut on site. So how does this look in the model? Here we are looking at the floors and the lime bricks from the suppliers. And there you can see that there's a, well, let's wait a little bit. When we zoom in, you can see that there's a little space between the floor and the lime bricks. There you go. Also, the lime bricks were situated in a model on a floor that is 220 millimeters thick, but in reality the floor is 180 millimeters thick. So that's the reason we had to cut off the lime bricks on site. So now we go to the model and make an issue. So this is the part where my colleague explains what is happening. So there he shows me that the floor is thinner than the original 220 millimeters, and that we had to cut off the lime bricks. So, okay, there we go. There we are going to make a new presentation in Solibri to put in the issue and give the issue a name and a description. And then it's important to give the issue a status. And in this case we use the status active because this corresponds with BIM Collab. And we also assign the issue to a team member within responsibilities because we would like the supplier to make an adjustment in his model. Then we connect to the server, to the BCF server of BIM Collab, and start to filter the issues and synchronize them. So now these are the issues we have with the same supplier, and then we can add the issue to it. We have to do some value conversion, and it's done. And then now the issue is with the supplier, and then we have to wait till the supplier fixed the issue. So there you can see that the supplier resolved the issue and assigned it back to me. And there I can see what changed, and now it's time for me to get to work. So yeah, first of all, we have to update the models within our main model. So there are our 3 new models from the supplier. And then we have to wait a little while to import these 3 models. So now we go back to the classifications, and we can use the same classifications for the floors and the lime bricks from the suppliers. And when we zoom in a little, there we see that the issue is fixed, or have the good height, and the lime bricks are as well. So let's check this on site. Well, look at that. We have some thumbs up for the supplier. So now they can move on. Now they can move on the construction site. So now that we saw that it was okay, the issue is resolved. Then it's now time to change the issue to the issue status to closed. You see in the BCF Live connector that the issue is still on the status resolved. So when we go to the communication, there we can adjust it to closed. And then it's almost immediately synchronized to BIM Collab. and that's it.
Yeah, and this use case is more the second one, or the first one was with the design, right, with the architect, and now you're with the supplier. So you're communicating with the supplier for this limestone elements, right?
Yes, it's it's a communication between the suppliers and the contractor.
Okay, nice. So this third use case is on a project in the Netherlands also. So yeah, this is the construction site, and on the site there's always something to discuss. It's a big project, so there's multiple issues, and that could also be things to investigate on site. So here we see the model, and yeah, it's also made in the maquette. And we're discussing things in the construction site, on the construction site, with the construction site managers. We're discussing a situation, and within this situation, the site manager is explaining that there's piping going in a new situation, and there's an issue with something that was already there, and they have to make some adjustments, they think. But to make sure, they are going to investigate this on site. So this could be within the meeting. We're creating an issue to be the start of this investigation. So within this issue, the most important part is that we describe what must be investigated, and we set this one to the guy or girl, someone that's going to investigate, but in this example we're going to investigate it altogether. So we've created an issue, and this issue is created on the CDE platform, on the coordination platform, and the site managers can use their tablet or their smartphone to look at this issue from their app. So here we walk to the location of the issue, and to investigate this, and we see that there's a problem with this steel girder, this beam, and some new piping that should go to the other side of the wall. And yeah, and here they're talking about where these pipings should be within the new situation. And to have a really reply on this investigation, you can reply on the issue, and in the issue we can see the image that was created from the platform with the virtual location, and now we have an image that we add to this issue that has the actual situation. So now we're not using the camera position within the virtual building, but we're using just the camera that's in our tablet or smartphone to add to this discussion. So in this example, it's a site manager that creates the picture here, an image, and he adds this to the issue and puts in his comments that that's about the situation. And at the moment that he's ready and he made his comment and he uploaded this image, then this image is directly available on the server, so someone else can be can look at this issue and can look at the response, including this picture taken with his camera. And while the site managers are going to their next issue or to somewhere else on site, someone could be handling this issue with this picture and be forwarding it to someone responsible for taking any actions on this.
So in this next use case, we use BCF a little bit of a different way. Here we share and communicate our planned tasks of our primary process. So welcome to Hackathon. This is our office, and soon we'll meet my colleague Robert, who is working together with me on this. There you can see what we aim to do, a quick. So how do we do this? Focusing now on our data-driven and our sharing of issues, and we'll be focusing on the status and the comments around those issues. So what we do here is we have an Excel sheet of all our tasks that we need to be completed in our primary process of engineering and building. That list is in an Excel file created out of our planning program, and that Excel file is then imported into Solibri. So for Solibri to understand what we were doing, we had to do some mapping, and this is what we're doing here. So we're saying, all right, column A goes to column Z, and so on. So by doing this, we can create a proper BCF file. Solibri is has an interesting feature on this, so we use this. And now see on the bottom left of your screen, you see all those issues are then created. There they are. All right. So we need to get those issues into BIMsync. BIMsync is our platform which we share our issue management. This is cloud-based issue management and data-driven. Those are the things we're talking about just now. So we're looking for our project to import this into, and we synchronize, just like you've seen in the other videos before. We use the new live connector of Solibri, which is a great way to communicate issues in a data-driven way. Whereas before you could get issues into separate files and you're emailing them back and forth, and the communication is, well, not so data-driven and not so easy. So we've imported those files into BIMsync, our platform, and here you see all our tasks that need to be completed. So here we have a task, and the task says that we need to create a soil report. We have communication, we created comments on this task, and we also attached the document itself. So I'm checking the document, it is approved by me, and therefore we can change the status of this issue to closed. And we go back to the overview, and here we have an overview of all the tasks that need to be done using issue management. You see milestones, dates, responsibilities, labels, status, and using the dashboard in BIMsync, we have a complete overview of the percentage of all the tasks that need to be done. They're primary process tasks in Dutch. 40 open, 6 are closed. So we're on our way in this project to be doing what we're supposed to do. And we use issue management to control our project. So what we did just now, look at data-drivenness by transferring the BCF into Solibri and BIMsync, and using status and comments in our BCF to communicate these tasks within our project team. So that's what we did. It's a little bit different than communicating on the building side. We use our tasks for our planning and use BCF to communicate this. So this will give an insight on a little bit of a different way of using BCF, but maybe you are inspired to do the same.
That's such a good example that we are going to use it as well, Dan. Thank you.
You've opened his eyes to have a broader view on BCF, right? Is that the case?
So more collaboration, even within our team. So that's what BCF brings, more collaboration, teamwork, and knowledge. Because we introduced the chart here today, let's hope that a lot of people start using the charts, so the quality of the issues are going to be improved, so communication will be improved and will be more centralized, and that's what we're trying to achieve here today. So let's hope we can do that together.
Yeah, and also that maybe people that are not working with BCF hands-on, but need to know the value of BCF so they can implement this on their project.
Okay, so by wrapping up this video, what you have seen in my video was that we are using the tiles like you are seeing here on the screen.
Using these issues, then you see that the emails are drastically decreasing. So yes, it's very helpful. Yeah.
Less email, that would be terrific, right? No one single direction lines to one other, but more the open communication.
Yes, we are also seeing less emails with sending one line issues and snapshots. We wanted to have the information centralized, and that's the one of the benefits of using BCF and the BCF Live connector with an online server.
Yeah, with my video you saw that you can use it also within your own company as a sort of communication within your project team.
we did a little bit different. We're talking about tasks instead of clashes in our models. So our naming in our case was literally the task. We described the task using the description. The status was either open or closed. You either did something or you didn't. Responsibilities in these tasks is obviously very important, so we use those as well.
Robert already also mentioned is that when we adding objects to the issues, the suppliers know what to adjust to their in their models, and yeah, that gives a lot more value.
So he doesn't adjust the wrong wall. Is that what you're trying to say, Stefan?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Thank you, Matthijs.